Man, you're loud. You about barked down my ear. Love you, buddy. Hold on. Hey, you are in my ear doing that.
I want to kind of show you guys really quick what is in store. This was posted on October 22nd, 2019 by Robinson Meyer, and I actually talked about this a couple of times. It's the Permian extinction. I have a couple of videos I did some time back. This is just... Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Carmen. So check this out, Permian extinction. So as we can see, it's talking about a geological event. Just in this video alone, it's a 47-minute long video. I'm not going to play it. And then we have an additional one that was also up, which is one that I did prior to that, and then after the fact. This was September 25th. That one would have been... The first one I did with the Permian Basin was actually in 2018, I believe, or maybe at the beginning of the year. Really, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, and the pipeline, the Permian Basin, has been waiting for is finally finished. When the Yakky Sax telegraphs were going out, this is what they were referring to. It was they had already gotten everything put in place so that they can do exactly what we're getting ready to read about right now.
Which we're saying in the
mind-blowing stuff. This was the article on National Geographic that I had read, and we looked at. This was, some time ago. What day is this posted on? I'm not sure why I can't find a date here. Jonathan Blair, 9-minute read. Okay. Not really sure why I can't find a date here on this one. But it talks about the Black Triangle, and this Black Triangle is actually spoken about in something different. It is so much material. I have gotten to the point where I'm kind of confused at times, where I'm like, I don't know where to begin, guys. I could do this all day long. And there's thousands of telegraphs happening at one time. So, it's mind-blowing, shattering information. I'll leave a link to this below, but this was, noted, and then again, it's noted not even, a week or so ago. The worst day in the history of life on Earth so far happened almost 66 million years ago when the asteroid roughly the size of Manhattan slammed into the Yucatan Peninsula. You may know the story. The asteroid, which arrived probably in June or July, immediately drilled a 20-mile hole into the planet's surface, vaporizing bedrock and spewing it halfway to the moon. The planet shuddered with magnitude 12 earthquakes, loosing tsunamis across the Gulf of Mexico. Some of the ejected debris condensed in orbit and plunged back to Earth as searing spheres of molten glass, which torched the land and turned forests into firestorms. Other debris remained high in space, where it blocked the sun's rays and began to chill the surface of the planet. By the time it was over, about 75% of all species on Earth had died, including all non-avian dinosaurs. The event, which ended the Cretaceous period and began the Tertiary period, is named the KT extinction. Since 1980, when the KT impact hypothesis was first proposed, the day the dinosaurs died has attained almost mythic significance. But questions remain about the theory. None of the Earth's other big mass extinctions were caused by an asteroid impact. Why did this one end the 180 million year reign of the dinosaurs? Well, guys, we can go with the 75. The conception boat fire was 75 feet long, okay? The number 21 was found in the above top secret conspiracy forum. We see this 20 consistently all over the place. Even if you had the 20 and the 12, it's 32. And the EN number is 0113229996969. Surely if you got in here and you started doing the math, you'd find, wait a minute, the 18 has been significant. All you have to do is go to ciphertext.blogspot.com. You will find that these telegraphs are on there. And all these numbers that I'm mentioning, they're listed in these telegraphs. Of course, I could sit and break down one telegraph. We did this the other day. It took like 35 minutes. But guys, it's too much work for, to show one little thing and to say, hey, look, this is a telegraph. And right now I said, well, I didn't want a date, right? And then I went, you know what? If I'm onto this, why wouldn't I want to know the day that they had planned on nuking us? So I prayed on it. And I have more gumption and more fire to find it than I have before. So needless to say, I'm in here searching. And really quick, I want to show you something else. See, they started this about a year prior. And I want to show you the Permian extinction where it killed a village. And a whole village of people were killed. Let's see. Well, this one, mass extinction, no. September 19th, they had one out too on physics.org. Okay. Let me see, Permian. I think they've reworded this. No. All right. You know what? One of my viewers, you would know because, and you know who I'm talking to, my viewer, Chirping Bird, you would remember the village that was, an entire village was wiped out because there was a gas that came up over the lake and it killed all the villagers that were in the valley, but those that were at the top of the hills, it did not kill. Okay. Well, here we are. I'd like to know if you can tell me, because I'd like to post this again and I'll put it on the blog or include it. I'll do an update video with this, because this just shows that it's a year model. It keeps repeating itself. It's the same false smut. They keep coming up with these fictitious stories, and then they make them applicable in all these different areas, and they present it to the public. And because the public is, brainwashed by all this different media and utilizing all of these technological devices, they forget. Their memories have been wiped clean. All they have is a bunch of useless rhetoric that means absolutely nothing and keeps them off from understanding the truth of all things. This is exactly. Let me just finish reading this for you guys. A newspaper published soon it became as the KT pulse. It's moving toward the scale, but it's not quite there yet, Paul said. What unites our world in the KT period, she said, is that a number of environmental catastrophes. I got this. Catastrophes can overlap with ocean acidification to produce a major upheaval. You should think of ocean acidification as the straw that broke the camel's back. During the KT extinction, she said, it's dark. It's really cold after the impact. And lied about Monsanto, lied about the science, and then let's go with the science with the NASA guys, who are these great, scientists, right? These great moonwalkers who supposedly exploded in the sky, but each and every one of them are actually really alive. It would just seem that these guys are just really, really good at lying and holding up that lie year after year after year. And little do they realize is that they're lies. These lies, Peru, Mexico, I mean, you name it, they're on the map. We have sinkholes opening up in Pennsylvania. There's just event after event after event taking place right now. And how did they make this possible? Well, it's pretty easy, because all they do is NEMA exploits the system. See, everything that's put in place supposedly to...
So these are old videos that they didn't ever let them go through. It says drafts, so like these are just videos that I would have uploaded. One of them, I don't even understand why it's on there.
Guys, I thought I'd go ahead and try to add to the little amount of evidence that I have that I've got their telegraph, because all I had to do was from the headlines go into the plan and look some things up out of the plan, and it gave me, a word that had additional words, and those words included currencies. And so because I know that they're in the telegraph right now, they're also associated to that word, so all I had to do was take that currency and do what it told me for that currency, which would mean the currency would rise. I placed 4 trades, as you can see here, and they're all in the ups. We've got one that's up 52%, 36%. We have one that's up 71%, and one that's up 14%. I'm getting ready to close these deals. I just wanted you guys to know that I don't know anything about trading currencies whatsoever.
So
and check it out.
And I actually did have a list that panned out to be good. So in here, the Emperor and the Empty Tomb. This one right here was actually really good. And it showed a little more details on how you could decipher that text. And yeah, so anyways, these are just old videos. I'm going to empty these drafts, like just get rid of them. They don't need to be there. They've been there. You see, 6 years been there. But I know it's kind of weird, because I'm trying to make a living right now for myself, which I'm really struggling in that department, but I'm trying. And they keep putting roadblocks up. But in the process of my trying, I've taken to trying to tell people about EMF, RF, 5G, and all that stuff like that, and how it is affecting the body at the cellular level. And I so bad want to shake people and be like, Jesus is going to show up any minute with everything that I do. So... yeah, it's wild stuff out here. But you know what? As long as it's taken for this to happen, which I thought this would happen all these years ago, it just tells me that's how amazing our Father is. His patience, His mercy, like, His mercy endures forever. Every day is a new day, and it's amazing. So anyways, I hope all's well.